Now. Okay, thank you guys for turning up so close to Christmas. I know it would have been a kind of maybe a bit of a challenge if people haven't done their Christmas shopping yet, but thanks for coming. So in terms of today's webinar, what we're going to do, I'm going to do it on what's known as Aftercare. Okay, so what I'm going to be looking to cover is kind of what the Aftercare program is, why you should bother with it, how the Aftercare program works, kind of any additional features of the Aftercare program that you can use, how long you should provide Aftercare for, and then I'll get a chance to answer any questions you guys might have on the subject. So before we kind of delve into kind of the details about the Aftercare, I kind of want to talk more about a little bit about service at the start, okay, and kind of really the importance of it. Now, service, it plays so much of a critical part in kind of the three key performance benchmarks that we look at Inspiring Fitness. So when we've been talking to you guys about conversion, your marketing and retention, service actually plays a key role in each bit, and it's having that focus on making sure we do deliver outstanding service that will pay back. So if we kind of look at, obviously, if we do provide good service, one of the things that we are going to be able to do is we're going to retain people. So people will often stay longer, the better the service we provide. If we then look at kind of the importance of service with relation to conversion, if we know we offer good service and we know the service we offer, kind of, we can clearly talk about it, it will help our conversion process. So on the phone, when people ask you about what you do, or when you're in the consultation talking about what you do, it gives you the chance to actually be able to offer what I always like to call value. So in terms of when you talk about the cost of personal training and things like that, if we haven't had a chance to establish value for it, it's very hard to people to kind of to understand how personal training works and understand how that monetary value is associated with it. So if we're able to talk about the service and how we help people on an individual level, then what we are able to do is generate the value for people to come on board. So what that will do, it will help our conversion. So obviously what that will then be taking on more clients. If we're then taking on more clients and then actually delivering on this service that we've kind of promised at the point of conversion, then again, because we delivered, we're more likely to retain more. So again, importance of service relating into retention and conversion. How service kind of then relates to marketing is basically, again, if we're delivering service that is good in quality, we'll get great testimonials. We start to become a bit more clearer on the audience we want to work with as well, because we know kind of what we actually offer and what we provide, and then that can kind of feed back into the people that we're supporting and actually tailoring that marketing to your specific audience. And again, if we're providing good service, we're more likely to generate referrals and people coming on board with us through those means. So again, if this is going to help support us to market more and to be able to self-generate more, it becomes a little bit more easier to sort of convert. So it actually has a knock-on effect there as well. Main reason why is we know self-generated clients are more likely to come on for your service because they are being generated from and by you and by your what preceded you. Again, if you then obviously convert, you get more clients. You then deliver on that service again, you're more likely to retain, more testimonial referrals, and then you've got this nice cyclic action. So what that is kind of highlighting is how service actually plays a key role in your ability across the board of supporting clients. Now, the big reality is people leave. Okay, it's something that we can't get away with. It in an ideal world, we would love people to stay forever and ever, but clients will stay and clients will go. I'm going to use a bit of case studies today, so I'm going to use my experience over the last 4 months and that. In terms of, with my business, I've taken on 16 new clients. Of those, I've been able to retain over 75%. But I've still had in that time, even though I've been in the business 4 years, I've still had around about 20% people leave my services. So kind of what the key thing is to do then is kind of take a step back and look at why people leave. So basically those clients that I lost, so I lost 3 clients. So the 3 clients that I lost, one was due to the fact that I helped him pass his health medical and he was happy and he didn't feel that he needed to continue because he fulfilled his requirement. So again, that's why he terminated. Another client had a housing project come up that took over his time, and he couldn't actually commit to personal training in the future. So again, that's why he left. And then the third one is one that we quite commonly deal with, people that are looking to use us as a starter. Someone, when they took on board, they just wanted to use me for the 6 weeks to just get some personal training, get some understanding, and then go away. So what that's highlighting is that people do leave, and all those reasons are their reasons, not ours. So a lot of time when people leave, we take it a lot personally, like we think it's something we've done. But the three things there is I've delivered on the service, and they've left for their own personal reasons, and it's something that I have no control of. So as long as we're delivering service, the people that do leave are for reasons. And what we should be looking to do is continually sort of deliver that service to retain at that 50% mark. Now, what the Aftercare program is about is looking to support those 50% that decide not to stay on, and kind of how we can use that to support and kind of continue to build our business further. So the Aftercare program is basically a free service that you offer to anybody that that is leaving your service. Anyone that has purchased a 6-week program, and then either at that point or any point thereafter, so if they then do decide to go into monthly debit, it's a free service you offer to those clients, okay? And it's a free level of support. So that I'll talk a bit more about that support in a minute in terms of how the best way you can do it. But it's kind of why am I giving something away to people for free? Okay, and it's kind of, we have to look at the benefits and the importance of this. So the first thing is by keeping in contact with clients with an aftercare service, which is what it is just providing regular opportunities to have chats with clients that have left. But keeping in contact with them, there's a high chance that people return. So basically, I've been using this over the year, and I've had 3 people come back to me this year after they had my service for a little bit, went away, and they come back again. So, and I feel it's because I've been in regular contact with these people, a regular in terms of direct contact, has allowed their people to come back. The other benefit is if you've got people, especially those starters that are only looking to work with us over the 6 weeks, it's very hard sometimes when you ask for a testimonial and then people leave the service to actually try and get that testimonial from them. So if we've got structured contact over that period of time beyond a set period, you're more likely to be able to have a chance to get that testimonial that can come back. Again, if we're in regular contact as well, there's more chance of referrals. So kind of as you're chatting with your clients in the future beyond, there's an opportunity for them to say, I was speaking to someone that was looking for a trainer the other day, I was thinking about recommending you. And because you're in more direct contact, there is the opportunity for that referral to happen. Okay. What this is all leading to is basically an increased return on investment. So basically giving away free time with the ability that at some point in the future that these people will bring monetary value, whether that's through improving your marketing, coming back on themselves, or be able to bring other clients to the table. So the ability to offer something for free for a short period of time, or a period of time that you see fit, has the ability for you to increase your revenue from people that have already bought into your services. So it's very, very key benefit to this. And I think with the Aftercare program, it's a very small amount of time that you're giving away that has a larger potential. I think there's one thing that someone mentioned that I was reading about this year, talked about how much is that client worth. So how much are you willing to invest to get your next client? And again, it talks upon monetary value in terms of investing in marketing, but we could also look at it as in the time perspective. So if you've got a very new person to the industry and a very new start to Inspiring Fitness, you have a lot of free time on your hands, potentially, if you're not obviously working it with alongside the job. But if you do have some free time, offering a very strong aftercare service to people is got a greater return on investment, and it's something that you can offer rather than finances. For someone that's maybe a little bit longer in the industry where time becomes a bit structured, you can be a bit clever with the type of aftercare you're offering and how you deliver it, but still give something away in terms of that free support to actually keep these people coming back. Okay, and this is where for the longer term ones you could actually look in to actually have a charge system for the aftercare service, but I'll talk a bit more about that at the end, about the additional features. Okay, in terms of using this as the case study that I've talked about in terms of the 3 clients that have recently left me and that are going through my aftercare support, kind of how this actually could play out. So if we take the guy that passed his medical, there's always the potential that he will get unhealthy again. So if I'm there in contact and he has to go for another medical and I've delivered this great service and I'm in direct contact, it's more likely he might buy back in. The housing project guy, that housing project's not going to be around all the time, and when that goes again, he may be looking to come back into personal training. And that's where, because I'm in direct contact, I'll be his first point of call. And the starter, those that just do 6 weeks, eventually aren't hitting their goals, might be getting bored of their program, or might be looking kind of for the next step or in that sense. So by providing an aftercare service to these people, you have a potential to then be there for them when they need it. Okay, so let's talk more about how the aftercare program works now. So the key for the aftercare program success is the review. Okay, so as Inspiring Fitness, we recommended that you complete a review of people's goals and health and fitness assessments every 4 weeks. The main reason for this is that, especially on that first 6-week package, is that review doesn't happen right at the end. So when we discuss that review, and if they decided to go on, it's a bit more challenging then to deal with it. Where if we're discussing it at the 4-week point, and to start using kind of more longer term language. So basically when we discuss how they achieve their 4-week goals and then set their next 4-week goals, we're looking to extend beyond that 6 weeks. So we're starting to use language that's a bit more long term, get them thinking about if they want to stay along. So it gives you kind of an early warning sign. If someone's actually going to say to you, actually, I'm not looking to go beyond the 6 weeks, or if they're in kind of after the 6 weeks, so if they're in the monthly program, that 4 weeks should feel middle of that package every time. So again, you're going to know a bit beforehand if someone's leaving. So very, very key thing is that you do a review session at regular key points in the middle of the program for this to work. So once you've done a review, they've indicated that they're deciding that at the end of the 2 weeks, that's where they're going to cease the program. What you would like to be doing is to raise a discussion about their options then and talk about the aftercare program you want. And basically schedule that the last session is an aftercare session. So in that last session, what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and goal set with them like you would at the start. So you're going to set their goals for the next 4 weeks. Okay. Then you would look to go through and kind of set the actions related around those goals, the things that they need to achieve by themselves as they're not going to be with you. So kind of talking about the nutrition, talking about the exercise, talking about some of the maybe the lifestyle factors that you want to encourage them to do to take them to achieve their goal in that 4-week period. Okay. The next thing you would look to do is then book in an update session. Okay. I'll talk a bit more about the update session shortly, but what you want to be doing is booking in 4 weeks time in the diary. So not kind of this, I'll call you around then, actually physically book them in for a consultation session in 4 weeks time. Okay. I would then give the client an aftercare pack. So in that aftercare pack would be an example of their workout, example of any nutrition, whether it's the guidelines I want to follow or a meal plan that I want them to do. It could be their goals written out in the day. It could be written on a form that you could write out and give to them. And it could be any additional information that you're looking to give to your clients to help and support them over the aftercare 4 weeks. Okay. After you've gone through that, you then look to go through the workout that you're giving them so they're happy to actually be able to complete that program without you. Okay. After that, you're then looking to work towards that aftercare session, which is in 4 weeks' time. But until then, what you're looking to do is send weekly emails as a minimum to clients to sort of see how they're doing. It's up to you how you do it. You can use the MailChimp, or if you want to go down the personal route, you can. Just send them, hi, I hope you're doing, hope everything's going well. But you look to make sure you commit regular contact over that period of time. And then the week of the aftercare session, you'd want to send a reminder, whether it's text or whether you do phone call, just to say, just let you know your aftercare session still booked in for Friday. Are you still happy to go with it? Are you available? Do you need to change it at all? Main reason this would do, it stops any kind of time wasting on your behalf, as in you're attended, they're not there, or they cancel last minute, and that's time that you could go away to someone else. It's just kind of a good practice when you've got these long gaps between clients. Okay. Once you've sent the reminder out and they've confirmed, You then would complete the aftercare session. Now, this is delivered however you feel you think's best for you. So this, I normally would do it as a 30-minute consultation. So there's no form of exercise involved. It's just a sit-down chat. It's up to you how you do it. You can do it face-to-face if it fits, or you can use mediums like Skype if you find that good. I would avoid things like telephone if you can, because what you want to do is have this face-to-face element to it, because this is what's the power. It has a bit more personality to it, rather than kind of just a voice. And it's a little bit more easy and stronger to actually have discussions about whether they want to return with your personal training if you are face-to-face. So it's up to you. I'd say I'd like to meet in person. If I'm busy, then I would look to use the Skype version as a backup. Okay. In that session, it will be a consultation. So I would treat it very similar how your first consultation, but kind of, a lot of the information. So I would sit down and do their goals. I might repeat their health and fitness assessments. So reweigh them, remeasure them if they've got a weight loss goal. See how they've been getting on with the plan. How's the workout going? How's the nutrition? And then sort of have a chat around how's it been going, how they find it, what's been easy, what's been challenging, what's worked well, what hasn't. So kind of critically review to it. And then what you're then doing is you're hopefully building up this picture, either of they've done really well, they're really good, they're really happy with what they got, or they actually haven't been able to cope with you not being there and they're looking for this extra support. And that then gives you what I call the priceless question that after all this I would ask is, how do you envisage using me going forward? So what you've got an option to do is rolling out a longer aftercare free service. You could roll out a paid alternative service, or there could be the potential of them saying, actually, I could use a booster session, and then that's something else you can offer. If we take them down the route of that they want to continue with the aftercare, you could book in a top-up session, or you could give them a new workout based on that. You give them a new pack, and then you could look to book another update in the future. Okay. The key question that I think most people are going to ask is, how long do I offer this service for? It does come back to the point of how much are you willing to invest for that client to actually potentially come on and things like that. I normally go to kind of an extended service where first one's 1 month, then I go 2 months, then I go 3 months, and then have just kind of regular sort of longer drop-ins in terms of that, where it goes from more direct to, as it further goes down the line, it goes more in terms of just email contact, seeing how they're getting on. So the key thing I would say for this is it's up to you how you feel best. It could be something that you say, I offer a 3-month aftercare. Again, if we go back to point of actually talking about this at the review, it's quite powerful to say, we do a 3-month aftercare service, this is what it entails, this is what you're going to get over the next 3 months. So again, it gives you a chance to actually commit people to this program because they get a lot out of it. In terms of the length, going a bit more detail in terms of the thinking, I would personally you're looking really nothing more than sort of 6 months, really. If you haven't got that benefit after the 6 months, I very highly like give it, they won't return the short. It doesn't mean I won't stay in contact through email or other things, but this whole aftercare face-to-face, I would taper it off just for the basis of it. Talking about earlier, I mentioned the alternative just recently I did about basically going into an alternative paid service. So this could be a downgraded service. So this could be something if you're offering small group training where anybody could take. So it could be something like, okay, you're not interested in personal training, but every Thursday I train a few people here. You're more than welcome to come. This is how much. So you charge it more like a boot camp or a class like that, but it gives you potential people to stay with your service and provide into something, but not in terms of the higher service of personal training. Could offer something like an online service, so getting into kind of remote training, kind of what John's has sort of been doing, where you use Skype or use the means of the aftercare service, but in a more of a paid service. So what you could do is the first one's for free if you like this service, then charge a non-monetary value for the month of the support after, but making sure you're providing good content in terms of making sure you're providing a great Skype session that's very structured, providing workouts, providing a really good nutrition support for them to follow going forward. But that's something you could go into. The other thing is they could come back, but they might not be able to sort of thinking about investing, again, you could offer a kind of a return offer. So as in, if you come back, I will honour you this. So honouring maybe the 6-week package again as a buyback in. So that's, again, something else you can offer as an incentive. So it's not just free stuff. You can look into sell alternative stuff rather than personal training to get people back in. Okay, so that's a bit kind of about the Aftercare program. I'm going to give you one piece of advice. I think it's a very strong potential thing, and I know everyone that has been inspiring fitness as well has a backlog of clients that they have trained and have moved on. If you do have a positive relationship with them, I would advise you sending out an email on Monday, or I'd say most probably in the new year, not before Christmas now, but in the new year, offering a free 1-month Aftercare program and seeing how many people would actually take it up on it, and see if you could get any people potentially coming back in saying, could even be linked into the January offer. This year I'm offering a free Aftercare program. As you are an old member, I'm offering it to you. It's 1 month for free. This is what you get. If you're interested, please get back in contact with me and we can arrange a mini brief chat on the phone to get things organised. So I definitely recommend doing that and offering that and seeing how any potential people you get back for that, and then maybe in the future then building this into the support you offer. And I didn't want to go too detailed and say it has to be like this. I want you to have the potential to personalise your own Aftercare program, see what you think works best for you and what you like to offer, and tailor it anyway. One thing I will say is if you do need any help or any support in putting this together, or want to have any feedback with me on the Aftercare program you think you're offering, please feel free to organise a call or get a chat with me, an email, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Last thing I'd like to do is just open up to any questions. If you use the group chat option at the bottom and want to type in anything there, and I'll be able to answer if you've got any questions on the Aftercare program. Okay, seems like I must have covered a lot. Normally I do have some of my own questions here, but unfortunately I actually don't. I actually put a lot of detail into this one that I couldn't even think of any. I think I answered a lot of my own questions that I'd normally have about the Aftercare service itself already in there. Okay, so if we, like I said, I've got no questions today on that. I think I'll leave it there, and look forward to some. I'm going to be doing another 4 webinars guaranteed next year. I know the couple that I'm doing are going to be on. I'm going to do a bit of a revisit for some of the newer ones about food diaries and food journals and how I'm using them now. But I also will be doing what I call the Nutritional Journey. This is basically the free webinars with the guide, with the food journal, when I talk about more a life case study of how I would use that with clients and how that would look over a period of time. So you can actually, again, this will tie in nicely to what we talk about at the start when talking about service. If you've got a clear idea of how you're going to coach nutrition over a period of time with regular drop-ins, it just kind of makes it a very easy, a systemized process to do. Okay. Other than that, I always say if you guys have any other webinars you want me to cover on nutrition, email me, message me, and let me know what you want me to cover, because I haven't decided what the other 2 I'm going to do next year. So I'd love to do them on stuff that you guys are interested in. Okay. Thanks again for your time today, guys, on a Sunday. I wish you a great Christmas and a good New Year, and I'll speak to you all soon.